What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the final practice report from the Detroit Lions and from the Washington football team as they head into Sunday's matchup and what is the definition of a must-win game for the Detroit Lions and possibly for the Washington football team, but maybe not as much. Let's get it started.
You know, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Welcome in, everybody, to another video. Glad you guys are here. Now on Sunday, I dropped my pencil. On Sunday, as usual, we will get our inactives, so we'll have to look forward to that because there are a lot of questionable players that are kind of up in the air right now. But for Lions, possibly some good news as they are going to be returning a player to practice, which we'll get to when we get to their side. But we're going to start off with the Washington football team first. Yeah, I'm making y'all wait. No? Hey. I don't know. We're just going to keep it the same. It's just a trend. We're sticking with it. All right, so let's start off with the Washington football team first. Let's take a look at that practice report from today. Well, they've listed a couple of players of out, but the most notable one is Geron Christian. Now, I'm not sure if you say his first name like Geron or if it's Juron or something. It might be Juron, actually. Maybe not Geron. Juron, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but he is their starting left tackle. But once again, he will not be playing for Washington. I believe this is the third straight week he will be out at least. So it's not like too surprising, and they've had to deal with it before, so it's not like a brand new thing that they have to figure out what they're going to do. Cornelius Lucas will step into that spot. I'm sure most of you guys know about Cornelius Lucas. So with Cornelius Lucas stepping in, they have a reliable, tackle there. But the big question with the Washington football team is, okay, what if that tackle goes down? What about the depth behind Lucas? That's the big question for them, is they have David Sharp, who is the backup, but it looks like he's too slow to keep up with pass rushers. At least that's what the Washington side is saying. So we'll keep an eye on that. If they do lose their tackle during the game, that's something to keep an eye on for sure, is maybe the Lions can get some pressure from that side. But Cornelius Lucas taking his place, something that we've seen for a few weeks now, so it's not too big of a surprise for the Washington football team. Also, Dontrelle Inman, the wide receiver, he is also out for this game. Not a huge loss once again. I mean, sure, he's some depth, and he started at times this year. But when you have, Wright Sims, who is also returning, and you have Scary Terry McLaurin. Is his name Scary Terry? Is that his nickname? Or am I just making that up? Like, did I just make that up and I'm just saying things that aren't real? It could be the case. It could be. But Terry McLaurin, you have that receiver who already has 50 receptions. Kind of ridiculous. They have Logan Thomas. They have the running backs. They got their weapons. And the running backs are healthy, right? The running back group looks good. They're not showing up on the injury report. Yesterday they returned Antonio Gibson. It looks like he'll play. Ron Rivera was confident in that. Bryce Love returned Wednesday. And you have J.D. McKissick. So it looks like they're relatively healthy. The only major loss here is their left tackle. They also have a couple of questionables. That's Jared Norris, who's basically just a special teams player, and Dustin Hopkins. So that's their starting kicker, right? So that's big if you lose your starting kicker. Now, Hopkins has been, you can make Kate pretty darn inconsistent so far this season, but their backup kicker, he also, draws a little bit of concern, right? Because their backup kicker, whose name I really can't say that well, Bedvik, who I really can't say his first name, I'm not really sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. Basically, he's played in one NFL game. And that NFL game that he played in, he missed a kick from 45 yards away and an extra point, and then he was cut. So, yeah, there's not a lot of confidence already at the kicker position for Washington, and then you could potentially not have your starting kicker. So that's definitely a big one. We know kickers are important, especially in games where maybe the offenses aren't putting up a lot of points. Any points that you can get are huge. So we'll see if he can play. That's something to monitor as we get to inactives on a Sunday. Now, for the Detroit Lions side of things, we do have some potential good news. We'll see if he gets to play this weekend, but we'll just hit it right off. That's TJ Hockenson. Hockenson, no participation yesterday. He did return to practice. It was limited, but he returned. I heard he practiced a pretty good amount, though, so that's good. So TJ Hockenson could potentially play. That's a big boost for this offense, a huge boost, as that is Matthew Stafford's pretty much go-to. Sometimes with Kenny, but definitely without him, that's his go-to guy. And I think, the coverage linebackers for Washington is a little bit worse in safeties than what they had with Minnesota. They did a very good job of taking that away. Hockenson's going to be a big piece of this offense, especially if the Lions do take some shots underneath. So look out for TJ Hockenson. We'll see if he can play. That's something that we'll probably know on Sunday. Maybe earlier, but most likely on Sunday. Kenny Golladay, he will not be playing this Sunday. He had no participation once again. So he will be coming up on that 3-week period. We'll see. If he can play next week, then it makes sense he didn't put him on IR. But if he can't, then in hindsight, it would have been better to put him on IR. Jamal Agnew, questionable. Limited participation all week. So we could be getting Jamal back. He didn't play last week. Joe Dahl, limited participation as well. Questionable. Jared Davis is questionable. Limited participation. He is off the COVID list for a little while now. Good to see that. We talked about TJ Hockenson. Big V. Now, this is a big one. Limited participation, listed as questionable. But apparently, according to the Lions, news writers, he didn't do much on the field. So is that the Lions saying, hey, we're going to give you a little bit of rest? Or is that them saying, hey, you may not be ready to go? Either way, Big V, someone to keep an eye on. because you also have to keep an eye on Joe Dahl. Those two players, right? It's something we've talked about before. If both can't go, you could see some different options mixed in there. But at least if one of them can go, you know, we should be fine on that starting offensive line. Hopefully we can get both, though. I mean, let's just hope we can get both. That would be absolutely great, knowing that Terrell Crosby had full participation, and he will be good to go if he has to start at that right tackle position. Nick Williams, he didn't participate in practice. He's still listed as questionable, but no participation. So another player to keep an eye on there. Kind of, I would say at this point, kind of a backup for the Detroit Lions. But Michael Ford, full participation. Everybody else you'll see is good to go. I mean, Everson Griffin, Christian Jones, Jaron Curse, Jeff Okudah, Danny Shellen, Matthew Stafford, and Tracy Walker will be coming back. He participated in full the last 2 days. So they do have a lot of players on the list, but a lot of players are full. A lot of players are good to go. We just have a couple of questionables right now. Now, when you bring up guys like Hunter Bryant, will Hunter Bryant play? Who knows? I mean, if TJ Hockenson can go, they may not bring Hunter Bryant back. He has practiced all week. I don't know if the Lions are going to try to make a room for him or what they're going to try to do, but if Hockenson can play, I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't activate him. Same thing with Mohamed Sanu, kind of, because Kenny Golladay is out, but they do still have receivers if Agnew can play. So if Agnew can't go, then maybe they activate Sanu. If Agnew can play, they probably don't need to activate Sanu and have 6 receivers. But you never know. We'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, we'll keep the update on that. But as you can see, injury report looking a little bit better. It's looking good for the Detroit Lions. Definitely better. Stinks that Kenny Galladay's out. We haven't won a game without him. So hopefully we can change that this weekend. Definitely a big inactive list that we'll see on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. Sunday we'll be live over here. We'll do the inactive list. We'll, talk about it all. We'll chop it all up. And until then, thank you, Prop, for watching. You know the drill. You know the drill. Wait. Say it with me. And I'm out. By the way, this stuff is fire, dog. If y'all want the peach stuff, they're like, hey, what kind of powder should I put in my water? Everybody's always asking me that. No, they're not. But peach. Whoa! Stop. You can turn off the video. Is that off? All right. I'm sorry, y'all. There's no one back there. I got y'all. Hey, April Fool. Okay, stop. Why is the video still going out? Oh my gosh, dude. What are we doing? Are you kidding me right now? I had to put my helmet on for this one. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at all these members. What? Yo, hey, shout out to all the members, man. Look how many All-Pro members there are. Like, literally, it's the whole screen, dog. This is crazy. The patrons, of course, the Hall of Fame members, man. Y'all got the gold color. It's kind of yellow, but it's supposed to be gold. Shout out to all the members, man. If you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is join the channel. But there are perks that come with it. Stay locked in the community tab if you are a member, because that's where a lot of information comes out. I appreciate all of you. What?